So next we have Xavier Davenport. Xavier was born and raised in San Francisco Bay Area and identifies as a Black man of trans experience. Xavier is a community health worker at Asian Health Services in Oakland, California. There he focuses on medical case management for the trans non-binary community. Xavier is the president of FLUX Bay Area chapter. FLUX is a national transgender initiative raising the profile of trans and genderqueer folks by creating safe spaces, leveraging social events, and providing innovative advocacy. And they are also a sponsor of Trans March. Under Xavier's leadership, Oakland hosted its first ever Trans March that included over 100 people and showed up. Congratulations on that, brother. I was out of town and I was not able to be in Oakland, but I saw your videos and I see you all the time and you're doing the work. You're doing the work. So I appreciate you. Xavier is passionate about building stronger bonds with his fellow trans mascs, which has inspired him to launch Pyramid Kings, a social empowerment project aiming to empower Black trans men to unlock the king within. All right, Xavier. Welcome to the virtual stage.
Thank you. Thanks. I definitely appreciate you guys having me. Thank you for allowing me to be on this platform, supporting trans masculine folks and all trans people in the umbrella. I want to first bring light to my sibling of masc experience, Tony McDade. I did not know him personally, but I know that he was killed by police while clearly experiencing mental and emotional depression after being jumped by 5 cisgendered men. As community, we need to learn to stand together, not just for trans women or trans femme community, but for all trans intersex identities. Trans masculine community needs your help and support because all of our experiences are similar. No one deserves death. We have to stand together as trans community, masc and femme, in order to combat police violence and violence against our violence from other people onto us. And so that's what I wanted to leave you all with today.
I'm turning it on. Thank you. Yeah, so brother, I'm glad you brought up Tony McDade because as we know, even in this programming, we're not seeing enough of us here, right? We need to really elevate the voices of Black trans men. In that case in particular with Tony McDade is really sad because one, no one was really talking about it. I saw several brothers though across the country got wind of it. I know my brother Tyree, your brother Tyree as well, was out uplifting that voice. My brother Cameron was uplifting that voice. Everybody's been out there trying to talk. Even some of the sisters went out, actually got to Fort Lauderdale and marched on Tony's behalf. But what do you think? What do you want the community to do? What do you see as needed so that we as Black trans men, because one thing we need to understand is Black trans men are Black men. And so whatever is happening to Black men is happening to us or can happen to us. So from your perspective, what do you think we need? What would you like to see the larger trans community do to support Black trans men and elevate and lift up our voices?
Well, I mean, the first thing I feel is, I feel like Black trans women, being that they do have a platform in some ways, it might not be the best as the way we might want it to be, but whatever platforms that they have, they definitely need to, grab a Black trans brother by their hand and be like, hey, here's how I can help you get these resources. We have to really learn how to share with each other. We got to learn how to share the spotlight because we're all suffering these same things. Black trans women are being killed just like Black trans men are being killed, and so, or have been killed and may not even know about it. And so I think that we definitely, need to stick together as community and not just say, well, we're lifting up just Black trans women or Black trans femme or trans femme, period. I think we definitely need to learn that the trans community is more than just one type of particular person. And we need to definitely include all people.
Right. One thing I can say is brothers have been showing up and showing out. I just think this pandemic is it's what people call the perfect storm, right? Because we at home, we can't really move. We're glued to our devices. We're watching everything. But one thing I can say about my brothers is y'all have been putting them those GoFundMe's together, passing out stuff. I know Tyree did. I remember he was the first one. But I think you and Corey.
Yeah.
You and Corey
absolutely.
doing that work. I see the work that y'all doing as well. And that's what's neat. I get it. I hope that as Black trans men, like we can get together more too. Cause you know, just like the sisters doing their thing, we can do our own thing. Cause we are
absolutely.
I just watched y'all put the whole Tony McDade thing out in Oakland. Now your brother is not coming out because I got comorbidities, but I support y'all in spirit. I went out to one march, and I was scared. I ain't going back. I can't. But I see you, y'all younger than me. You laughing. I just look good because you know how that melanin work, right?
Yeah.
I'm coming out. I'm just letting you know. But I'll support financially. You can always hit me up. I will donate. I'm here for that. But I think we got so many skills in and of ourselves. We can lift our own platform, and I see y'all doing it. So I appreciate you and that you are on here and actually having this conversation. Because without you, Tony McDade has not been mentioned. I didn't even mention it. Tony McDade has not been mentioned today. And so that is important to have that, to uplift him and own that that's happened. Because that brother was killed just like a Black man, shot without giving any opportunity to respond.
Absolutely.
Like all the other Black men, like Crutcher, like who else? Tamir Rice, like any of the other Black men, Alton Sterling, all of the Black men. Because one thing about trans men is we blend. You know, I don't use passing, but we blend.
Yeah, we do.
As a Black man, I know when I'm walking down the street, the first threat I am is as a Black man. They don't know I'm trans. They don't know what's going on.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
So, and so I think it's definitely important that people like really reach out to their Black trans brothers, you know, and uplift them. I definitely agree with you with like us doing the work ourselves. And that's what, you know, myself and Corey and Omega, you know, that's what we're definitely trying to do here in the Bay Area is continue to lift up our voices and lift up our other brothers and helping us get through and get by, which is the reason why I've created an organization, why Corey has an organization, and why Omega has an organization. We all work for specific entities, but we have our own because we know the real life that it takes to live, to be a trans masculine individual. And it definitely takes a lot of hard work and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And I definitely just don't want to lose another brother because we don't have the resources, or we don't have, we're not given the chance or the spotlight or the platform like we are right now to even get these things out there and get our points and our concerns out there. So I definitely, again, appreciate being able to be on here.
So, we're shouting out Pyramid Kings. That's your organization, Xavier. Brotherhood is Corey's organization. I've heard of Omega, and I see Omega, but of course I haven't had a chance to meet Omega yet. What is Omega's organization?
Trans of Anarchy is Omega's organization. And like I said, we all work for other organizations and making sure that not just Black men, but Black trans men and other men of color are also getting HIV care and support.
So tell me this, Xavier, before we run out of our time, because you know they're gonna tell me I got to get off of here in a minute. So tell me about what is Flux? How is Flux doing? Are you doing any programs specifically for Black trans men through Flux? I know there's a couple of brothers that work on Flux. I see that. What are y'all doing there when you're doing your programming and doing your engagement?
Recently, I've really been trying to focus our efforts with like Flux because they really focus on like events and raising the profile of transgender and gender non-conforming people utilizing events and being able to have a space for us to have time together. And so we're definitely working on some things. We're really trying to catch up with the, everything being virtual now and trying to find ways in programming virtually to also help, help raise FLUX as an organization and continue to uplift our trans siblings by utilizing events and utilizing them to create a platform such as this, being able to be here today.
And so FLUX is a national program, right? And
Yes, it is.
You're running the Oakland chapter. How about have you considered, like, I know we have the retreat, I know your partner runs Transcend, that's for everybody. But what about one for just us here? That's the way.
And so that's what I've been myself, Corey, Omega, separately and together. We all like talk about these things, and these are things that we're trying to like put into place. With coronavirus being really top of mind and top priority right now with everyone's safety, we are definitely working on, like I said, trying to turn these programs more virtually to have some type of virtual connection. We do, Bro Talk, which is through the Transgender District. And then we have our own group that we've kind of put together in collaboration with each other to help support Black trans men specifically, and definitely men of color.
Right on. Oh yeah, podcast. You, Corey, Omega. Sounds good. Sounds good. But
yeah, I like that.
I know we're in the middle of a pandemic, and Xavier, but I like to get together because I spend a lot of time in Zoom meetings. I've been on this one since 1, so my eyeballs are tie red right now. Really, I already can't see. You see these glasses.
Yeah, I hear you.
But one of the things I would like to see is like us to get together. Wait for the pandemic. We can start planning it right now. We can go out camping. Remember the girls? They all went to Honolulu. I know anybody about to give up. They might. If y'all out there looking, we want to go.
Working on it.
We want to go. Brothers want to go to Honolulu too. But
absolutely. We're. I mean, like I said, being that I am a part of I'm a part of different organizations, not just my own platform that I'm trying to build, but other platforms due to other organizations that I work with and work for. And so these are all things that we are like having in discussions, because I am a part of those board meetings and making sure that trans Black men are definitely heard and definitely get some of these things that we deserve as well. We definitely deserve maybe not Sephora, but a nice haircut, or nice beard shave, and so these are things that we all talk about in our own time. Like, this is definitely not work hour, conversations. These are definitely conversations that we have had, being that we have been working together for some time, and making sure that that we definitely see some things with Black trans men being done, and having some events and outings to celebrate ourselves and celebrate each other.
Yeah, I think that is totally important, Xavier, to like get together, especially coming in, because I know for me, my experience transitioning, I transitioned later in life, and you got to kind of find your man, I settled into the man that I am, but I think it's important to come together, because it's so easy for us to jump off onto something that really ain't about what it is to be a man. And I think when you're in community with each other, you can uplift and support each other, and I really kind of identify the type of man you want to be in the world and what that means for you and how you take care of each other, right?
Absolutely.
So I mean, I think collaboration is a big piece of this. Like, there's so many brothers. I know Corey was at the march in DC last September, but one of the things that struck me is I had not been around that many Black trans men in one place. And
absolutely.
That's a beautiful thing. And so if we could get our own little thing together with just Black trans men, And I ain't trying to like slight nobody, but I identify as Black. I don't identify as a person of color. And
Right. Absolutely.
a time and a place for POC to get together. But for me, I think we get kind of diluted in that. And I think it's really some
Yes.
issues with Black men and Black trans men in particular that we need to bond and build community with each other on. And so I just want to put this out there. I know I don't see y'all. Y'all don't see me because I don't come out, but I will. I will come
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And
I appreciate that.
I'm here. I'm here. You know, I want to be in communication and dialogue with y'all. I usually just see y'all when I see you. And I'm like, what's up? What's up? That's it. But I'm just putting myself out there now. Let you know I'm here. I'm here. I don't do the big crowd. And I'm not a big partier and all that. But
Yeah. That's understandable.
for sure.
Yeah.
So what else you want to share with the folks before we jump off?
I definitely want to like make, let everyone know that, there are definitely programs that are out here to help support. If you can, please support Black trans men. Please support Black trans men and their organizations. Because like I said, we definitely need the help. Definitely support the transgender district who, also allows us a platform through them to also be able to commune and get together virtually right now. But we're definitely talking about other ways that we can get Black trans men together. So please, talk to Black trans men, don't be afraid. We're definitely here to have these conversations and we definitely want to commune with the rest of the community as well.
Wait, I know I said it was going to, but we got time. I want to talk about one more issue.
Yeah.
So when you're seeing, like, because you are out there, y'all on the front lines, y'all see a lot of the young brothers that are out there I don't see. And so I'm wondering, what are the primary issues that are coming up? Because I know health issues, and I'm going to just shout out Jamie right now. Jamie Roseman, who recently passed. Now, I knew him. I didn't know him well, but I met him back, and I know I don't know what happened, but what my mind told me is I know he had some pretty complicated health concerns. And that probably was a huge contributor to his untimely transition from this world. And it made me incredibly sad to learn of that, on social media or whatnot. But to my point, it's like, what are these issues that you're seeing with the guys that you're seeing, the ones that are reaching out to you and Omega and Corey, and that you are funneling resources to? What are some of the top issues that are impacting the Black men, the Black trans men that you're seeing?
I would say one of the main things that I would say that's really hurting us the most is, HIV. When we talk about health, right? So HIV is definitely a part of, our health and how we are able to like move and maneuver through the world. And so, them being able to get tested, them being able to go somewhere and get the resources that they need from like their health is very important. Having places that actually identify and align with their identity during those times when they're meeting with these people, I think is important. I think that, there's definitely some conversations that need to be had with these programs and organizations that, that push PrEP out there. How are we, talking to trans masculine folks about PrEP? I think it's definitely one of the things that we need to like talk about. And I definitely feel like social issues are definitely some of the things that I'm noticing is a big issue. People are not able to maybe come out because they don't have jobs. They don't have the money or the means to get or have things. And so, that's why a lot of us, come together like Brotherhood, which is Corey's organization, is really strictly about brotherhood and how we can get those resources to them without them feeling like, that people don't see them. I think is like one of the main things that we face is that people don't see trans men unless it's, something to satisfy or gratify them personally, but not really to really understanding our wellness is important.
Yeah, and I just want to piggyback on the thing about sexual health and trans men in general, but we're talking about Black trans men specifically, so I'll stay there. But in my work that I've done, I have done what I can to really elevate that voice in my work. I was working at the Center of Excellence for Trans Health, and I was like, no, we need to talk about HIV and trans men. No, we need to talk about sexual health. There's a way we have to talk about how do we protect people, right? Because we have to understand that it's a myth that trans men only identify as heterosexual. Trans men have diverse expressions of sexual identity and orientation as anyone else, as any other group.
Absolutely.
So some, they're pansexual, we doing all kind of things these days.
Yeah.
And, that what your point is really well taken in that is that we need to start figuring out, and I do what I can to educate healthcare providers about how they should be talking with people and how to kind of use language that would be inviting. So if I am in there, because many of us will go to the doctor, and if I ain't got to tell you I'm trans, there's no reason for me to tell you that.
Absolutely.
But there's also a reason for my overall health, so that the doctor can then have those conversations with me. But so there's lots of work I think that that is being done, and we need to continue to do, specifically to address, the social and psycho and health and well-being of Black trans men.
Absolutely.
What's your final thoughts before we get out of here, Xavier?
I don't have any. I actually just really want to thank everybody for listening to me, and thanks for this platform and being able to talk and speak out for my brothers.
Right on. I'm glad that you were here. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right. That was Mr. Xavier Davenport, the founder of Pyramid Kings. Thank you, brother.